8 innocent words that secretly turn women on, psychology tricks. Let's face it, what excites men is often different from what turns women on. For many men, just seeing a woman smile or her physical appearance can spark that instant rush of attraction. But when it comes to women, the approach is much more complex. If you really want to captivate a woman, if you want her to think about you when you're not around, crave your presence, and even imagine being close to you, you need to engage her mind first, not just her body. In this video, I'm going to reveal 8 innocent yet powerful words that can quietly slip into her thoughts, creating a deep emotional connection. These words don't sound forceful or inappropriate, they're simple and natural. But when used in the right context, they bypass her logical thinking and speak directly to her subconscious, triggering attraction and emotional resonance. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to harness these 5 words to evoke an irresistible mix of emotional safety and sexual chemistry. A blend that leaves her feeling drawn to you in ways she can't explain. This is Stoicism Win, where we uncover the psychological triggers that build powerful, lasting connections. Word number 1, sexy, the subtle spark. Let's get one thing straight. The word sexy is powerful. It's like fire. It can either warm you or it can burn you. Used the right way, it creates a subtle, irresistible spark that ignites desire. But used too soon or too often, it just burns out. In fact, it might even destroy the very tension you're trying to build. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You've probably said, "You're so sexy," thinking you were making her feel desired. Newsflash, it doesn't work that way. Saying "you're sexy" too early is like a kid splashing water on a campfire. It puts out the flame. You don't want to be like every other guy who's trying too hard, do you? Instead, you must learn to wield the word sexy as a subtle tool, a connector between comfort and desire. It's not about saying it right out of the gate. You have to wait until the right moment when the chemistry is palpable, when you've shared a laugh, and you can feel her leaning in, drawn to you. That's when you drop the word like a slow motion bomb. You pause, you wait, and then, with a casual yet confident tone, you say, "You look really sexy when you do that." Notice the difference? It's not just the words, it's the timing, the delivery, and the silence that follows. After you say it, don't rush to fill the space with more words. Let the pause linger. That silence? It's your secret weapon. It speaks louder than words, building the tension and heightening her curiosity. That moment of ambiguity, when she can't fully decipher you, keeps her thinking about you long after the conversation ends. That's how you create real attraction. Because attraction isn't just about saying the right words, it's about mastering the art of leaving her wanting more. And let me tell you something. How to fall in love with a woman isn't about being too forward or too predictable. It's about building a connection that's intense, intriguing, and yes, sexy. So don't rush it. Be the guy who knows how to build tension and leave her wondering. Be that high value man who knows how to use the power of subtlety, timing, and yes, the word sexy to keep her hooked. It's in those quiet moments, when words aren't enough to describe what's happening between you two, that the real magic happens. In the end, you want her to think, what does he really mean by that? That is the tension you're building. Because once you create that curiosity, you've got her. Word number 2, little, soft power, and polarity. Now let's shift into something softer. Picture this. You tell her, "You're such a little troublemaker," or perhaps, "You're adorable when you get like this. You're so little." This doesn't refer to her physical size. No, it's all about the energy you're talking about. It's the vibe, the essence of her being that you're acknowledging. When you use little like this, you're creating what psychologists call polarity, a dynamic where your strength amplifies her softness. This is one of the most effective psychology tricks in the game. You're leaning into the natural contrast between masculine and feminine energy, which is not only safe, but irresistibly magnetic. This contrast is what builds the kind of attraction that doesn't feel forced. It's not about being overpowering or distant. It's about recognizing that balance between the strong and the soft, and highlighting it in a playful, affirming way. You've got the power to make her feel desired and safe in one simple word, and you must use that wisely. Be deliberate with how you speak to her. This is female psychology in its most delightful form. A subtle, playful word like little can unlock her sense of security, drawing her closer to you and enhancing the natural attraction that already exists. Don't underestimate the subtle strength that comes from a soft approach. You're not just speaking words, you're speaking to her deepest emotional core, and that's a level of connection that's hard to beat. The true power here lies in understanding that sometimes less is more, and in this case, the word little carries a world of meaning. Word number 3, no, the power of refusal. Believe it or not, one of the most attractive words you can say to a woman is no. I know, it sounds counterintuitive. We've been conditioned to believe that saying yes, agreeing, and being accommodating will win us affection. But here's the truth, saying no does the exact opposite. It creates tension, builds a sense of challenge, and most importantly, it shows that you are a man who has boundaries. A man who doesn't chase validation. Here's the thing, most men fall into the trap of saying yes to everything. They think if they agree with her every whim, she'll like them more. But the reality is, when you say yes all the time, you signal weakness. You're telling her you have no standards, no sense of self, and no control. The moment you say no, however, you show self-respect, confidence, and a scarcity of time and energy. You're a man who knows what he wants and won't settle for less. That's rare, and that's what makes you stand out. When you say no, it activates something deeply attractive in a woman. It taps into her primal instincts. She begins to see you as a man with high standards, a man who chooses, not a man who waits to be chosen. It's the subtle shift from being a passive observer to an active participant in your own life. That's the kind of man women crave. Example, let's paint a picture. You're at a bar and you meet an attractive woman. She smiles and says, "Buy me a drink." Now, most guys would immediately rush to say yes, hoping that by buying her a drink, they'll win her favor. But not you. With calm confidence, you respond, "No, we just started talking. Let's see if we actually vibe first. If it goes well, maybe I'll buy you a drink, or maybe you'll buy me one." Boom. Just like that, you flip the dynamic. You've set the tone and made it clear that you're not desperate for her approval. You've gone from just another guy trying to win her over to a high-value man who doesn't need to prove himself. You've shown leadership, control, and self-assurance. And that no, it isn't rejection. It's a signal of strength, of confidence, and of a man who knows his worth. That's what women find irresistible. Don't misunderstand. Saying no isn't about being rude or dismissive. It's about drawing a line and saying, "I won't just give you what you want because you asked. You have to earn it, just like I have to earn your time and respect." When you master this skill, you start to understand how to fall in love with yourself first. And when you do that, the world and women will follow suit. Remember, being a high-value man means being a man who has standards, who respects himself, and doesn't chase after validation. You must lead, not follow. When you're able to say no with confidence, you automatically signal that you are the kind of man who is not just waiting for love to come to him, but creating opportunities for deeper connections based on respect and mutual attraction. So next time, don't be afraid to say no. It's not rejection. It's attraction. It's the kind of power that draws women toward you and signals to the world that you're the high-value man everyone is looking for. If you found this video valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on building confidence and attracting meaningful connections. Comment to remember, I am a high-value man who sets boundaries with confidence. Word number 4, challenge, the irresistible test. Don't underestimate the power of a challenge. Women love it, and here's why. It's not just about the words you say, but about tapping into a deep-seated part of female psychology. Women are wired to seek out opportunities to prove themselves, to test their limits, and sometimes a little challenge is exactly what sparks that irresistible fire. When you utter the word challenge, you're not just testing her, you're awakening that primal urge to conquer, to rise to the occasion, and to show you what she's capable of. Imagine saying, "You think you can handle me? Let's see if you can keep up." That right there is a perfect example of how to ignite her curiosity and drive. You're not being aggressive, you're being playful, and it's the perfect psychological trick to keep her on her toes. But, and this is key, you must get it right. Don't overdo it. The art of challenge lies in subtlety. The goal is to keep her interested, not push her away. When you speak these words, make sure they come with a lighthearted yet confident tone, one that says, I know I'm worth your attention, and I'm giving you a chance to prove you can handle me. It's a delicate balance. Too much, and it'll feel like a game. Too little, and it won't pack the punch it needs. It's all about building that tension, creating a sense of mystery and excitement, so she's left wondering, can I really keep up with him? This is exactly why psychology tricks like this one are so effective. When used sparingly, the challenge becomes a test, an opportunity for her to push herself and show you what she's made of. But remember, the word challenge isn't about creating conflict or making her feel inadequate. It's about giving her something to chase, keeping the spark alive and the excitement constant. It's about letting her know that there's always a little more to discover, always a little more to conquer. So be confident, be playful, and let the challenge flow naturally from you. And when you do it right, you'll have her hooked, not because you've made her feel pressured, but because you've given her the chance to rise to the occasion. Psychology tricks like this tap into female psychology in a way that's exciting, intriguing, and leaves her wanting more. Don't just let it be a word. Let it be a promise of adventure, a subtle way to show her that there's always something new waiting around the corner. Keep it confident, keep it playful, and always leave her wondering if she's up for the test. Word number 5, friend, the uncertainty trigger. Let's talk about one of the most misunderstood words in the attraction game, friend. The moment you mention it, most men recoil, thinking they're entering the dreaded friend zone. But let me tell you, if used correctly, it can actually fuel attraction rather than kill it. The key is how and when you use it. First things first, don't let friend slip out casually. If you toss it around too often, it'll just sound like you're putting her in the just friends category without giving her a chance to even entertain the idea of more. But if you use it at the right moment, in a playful and teasing manner, it becomes an emotional trigger that works wonders. Let's break this down. Imagine this scenario. You're talking to her and everything is going great. You say, you're such a cool friend. I've got to introduce you to someone. Notice what happens next. Her mind goes into overdrive. Wait, what does that mean? Why did he call me a friend? Does that mean he's not interested in me? Or is there something else going on here? You've just introduced uncertainty, and uncertainty is one of the strongest emotional triggers that exists in the world of attraction. This curiosity becomes a spark, a reason for her to want to know more about you, to figure out what you really mean, and to try to understand your intentions. That seed of obsession begins to take root, and with it, the thrill of the unknown. Desire thrives on tension and unpredictability. So when you plant that seed, you make her mind wander, and trust me, that's a powerful tool. But here's the deal, don't overdo it. Use the word friend sparingly, once or twice is enough. Overuse it, and she'll believe it, and that's the last thing you want. You want to keep her guessing. Keep the mystery alive. If you drop friend too often, it becomes a crutch, a word that loses all of its power. So, use it strategically and watch how her emotional investment increases. This principle isn't just about turning women on, it's also about creating the emotional connection that leads to something deeper. If you want to know how to fall in love, you need to tap into these psychological triggers, keeping her engaged and intrigued. It's about playing the game right, striking the balance between certainty and uncertainty. And let's not forget this, you're a high-value man. A high-value man understands that attraction isn't about just saying the right words. It's about understanding the dynamics at play, reading the room, and responding in a way that keeps the woman emotionally engaged. The word friend isn't a death sentence to attraction if you know how to use it. In fact, when wielded correctly, it can trigger emotions that make her want you even more. Remember, this is about power, control, and emotional impact. The right kind of power isn't about dominating the conversation or making grand gestures. It's about subtlety, mystery, and the thrill of not knowing exactly where you stand, and that's where the word friend comes in. So, Next time you're hanging out and you sense the moment is right, use the word friend with intention. Don't be afraid of it. Just be careful with it. Use it to ignite the emotional spark. And don't worry, it won't land you in the friend zone unless you allow it to. You must master this art if you want to keep her intrigued and invested. Trust me, once you've cracked the code, you'll see how to make her fall for you, and eventually, you'll unlock the door to deeper intimacy. Don't let uncertainty be your enemy. Instead, embrace it as a tool for creating desire, keeping her hooked, and showing her just enough to make her want more. Word number 6, trouble, playful mystery. Let me tell you this, words have power. Words can captivate, stir emotions, and ignite attraction. If you want to attract women and tap into your masculine energy, you must master the art of communication. There's a particular word, often underestimated, that taps directly into a woman's deepest desires, trouble. This isn't just a word, it's an invitation to a world of playful mystery. It's subtle, but it says so much. When you call her trouble, you aren't just making a comment on her appearance. You're speaking directly to the wild, untamed, adventurous side of her. It's flirtation wrapped in a challenge. I see a rebellious spirit, and I like it, you're saying without uttering those exact words. This isn't about just teasing or being cheeky. It's about creating a space for connection, where both of you can enjoy that playful tension. You must understand that this kind of masculine energy doesn't follow predictable rules. It's about creating that dynamic, that energy of we're in this together, and we're different from the world around us. Trouble is your tool to build this exclusivity. It's like sharing an inside joke with someone who gets you. You say, you know what? I'm going to call you Trouble. You've got that look, and just like that, you create an emotional bond. She might laugh, play along, but on a subconscious level, she's feeling that spark. Women aren't attracted to predictable or safe. They're drawn to the unexpected, the mysterious, and the intriguing. And that's exactly what calling her Trouble does. You've unlocked a dynamic where you've got her attention, and more importantly, you've got her curiosity. But remember, you must wield this power wisely. Don't overdo it. Don't use it on every woman, and certainly, don't use it in a way that feels forced. It's all about timing, confidence, and the ability to read the room. In modern life, we're so focused on being nice, on playing it safe. But Old Stoic wisdom tells us that true power lies in embracing the challenges and complexities of life. Masculine energy thrives on unpredictability, and trouble is one way to channel that energy into something that fascinates. So, start using this word. Don't hesitate. Embrace the power it holds. Speak it with purpose and intent. Watch as it draws her in, making her feel like there's something uniquely magnetic between the two of you. This is how you take control of the conversation and, ultimately, the dynamic. You've got this. If you want to leave a lasting impression and tap into powerful attraction, start using the word trouble with confidence. It's all about creating that playful mystery and inviting her into a world of adventure. Remember, timing is key. Wield this word wisely and watch the spark ignite. Comment below with, I love the power of mystery and adventure to join the conversation and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on mastering your masculine energy. Word number 7, safe, the emotional anchor. In the whirlwind of flirtation and playful exchanges, there's one thing that every woman craves, to feel safe. Not just in a physical sense, but emotionally. A word like safe has the power to strike deep into her heart and let her know that, despite the playful banter and teasing, you're someone she can trust. You see, safety isn't just about being free from harm. It's about creating a space where vulnerability is welcomed, where she can drop her guard and show up as her true self. And let's be honest, the word safe is a game changer when it comes to attracting her. Think about it. Have you ever told her, you can trust me? I've got your back? That simple phrase carries a weight of meaning. It's not just about protecting her from physical threats, it's about being there for her emotionally. It's about showing her that no matter what happens, she won't have to face it alone. And that's incredibly powerful. This emotional security is more than just a comforting thought. It's an anchor in the storm of life. When you tell her she's safe, you're creating an environment where she can relax, let down her walls, and reveal her most authentic, vulnerable self. The idea that she can be both powerful and feminine in your presence is beyond attractive. It's magnetic. But here's the kicker: this isn't about grand gestures or empty promises. It's about showing consistency. It's about demonstrating that you, as a high value man, are someone who stands firm emotionally, mentally, and physically. She needs to feel that when you say she's safe, you truly mean it. And it's in this emotional safety that real attraction blooms. It's in the quiet moments, the times when you support her through challenges, that she begins to see the man you really are. And trust me, that's when her heart starts to truly fall for you. So, don't just say it for the sake of saying it. Be the man who embodies safety. Be the rock she can lean on. When she sees that you are genuinely dependable, that you can be counted on no matter the situation, it triggers something deep inside her. It's not just about the words you say, but the energy you radiate. You want to know how to fall in love with a woman? Start by creating that emotional anchor. Show her that she's safe, both physically and emotionally. Remember, a high value man isn't someone who just says the right things. He's the man who lives the truth behind those words. So don't just tell her she's safe, show her. When you do, you create a connection that goes beyond surface level attraction. It becomes a deep, emotional bond that is hard to break. That's the kind of man she'll want by her side always. Let's face it, safety is a woman's emotional foundation. It's where true connection begins. And when you can offer that without hesitation, you're not just setting yourself apart from the crowd. You're building something solid, something that stands the test of time. Because a woman who feels safe with you won't just be attracted to you, she'll fall for you. And trust me, she'll never want to let go. In the world of high value men, this kind of emotional security is essential. It's not just about knowing how to charm her with your words. It's about creating an atmosphere where she feels free to be herself. A man who makes a woman feel safe is a man who holds the key to her heart. And that's exactly what you want, isn't it? You want her to fall for you. And there's no better way to make that happen than by offering her the emotional safety she needs to trust and love you deeply. Word number 8, impressive, the subtle compliment. Impressive. This word holds incredible power when it comes to attracting women, and using it correctly can instantly elevate your interactions. It's not just a simple compliment, it's a statement that you see her beyond the surface. In a world where most compliments are focused on appearance, impressive breaks through the noise by focusing on her mind, her capabilities, her unique qualities. This word shows respect for her intelligence, her confidence, her character. By telling a woman, "Wow, that was impressive. I didn't expect you to handle that so well," you're doing more than just acknowledging her skills. You're affirming that you value her for what she brings to the table intellectually and emotionally, not just physically. This form of praise immediately boosts her attraction toward you because it signals that you're not shallow. You're seeing her for the whole person she is, and that's a rare and magnetic energy. In the realm of masculine energy, this word speaks volumes. It showcases your ability to appreciate depth and substance over mere aesthetics, which is essential in forging a strong, lasting attraction. Women crave respect for their abilities, not just their looks. When you use impressive in a thoughtful way, you are positioning yourself as a man who has high standards, not just for the people around him, but for himself. This is a man who can recognize real value, who knows what true connection feels like. It's a compliment that shows you respect her not just as a partner, but as a person of value in her own right. This level of respect and admiration strengthens the attraction because it fuels a woman's sense of self-worth and pride. It makes her feel seen in a way that superficial compliments never could. As the old Stoic wisdom reminds us, the most important kind of love is the love of the mind, the love of the spirit. When you compliment her intelligence, her resilience, or her unique way of handling life's challenges, you are doing more than just expressing attraction. You're creating a bond built on mutual respect. This is the foundation of any lasting, meaningful relationship, and this type of compliment feeds that foundation. It's the kind of recognition that breeds admiration, loyalty, and connection. You must embody this mindset. Recognize her for her abilities, not just her physical appearance. Every time you acknowledge her impressive qualities, you are subtly reinforcing her attraction to you. It's important to remember that attraction isn't just about looks or flirtation, it's about the energy you bring. Your masculine energy should be about depth, respect, and understanding. This isn't just a trick, it's a philosophy. Praise her for how she thinks, how she handles situations, and how she moves through the world. When you do this, you build a stronger, more genuine attraction that goes far beyond anything surface level. So stop settling for basic compliments that only skim the surface. Start recognizing her for her mind, her abilities, and her strengths. Show her that you are a man of depth, a man who can see the whole picture. This is how you master the art of attraction. This is how you build a lasting connection that is rooted in respect, admiration, and real value. You want to attract women, but to do so, you must be more than just another face in the crowd. You must show up as someone who sees the full potential of the woman before you and values her on every level. That is how you create genuine connection and attract women who see you as more than just a fleeting interest. Master this mindset and watch your relationships transform. The 8 words recap: sexy, the subtle spark; little, soft power and polarity; no, the power of refusal; challenge, the irresistible test; friend, the uncertainty trigger; trouble, playful mystery; safe, the emotional anchor; impressive, the subtle compliment. To attract women, you must first master the subtle art of communication, especially when it comes to the words you use. It's not about being the richest, tallest, or smoothest man in the room. No, it's about masculine energy, confidence, and emotional resonance. In fact, the most powerful words you can say are often the ones that invoke a deep, almost instinctual emotional response. These are the words that send a signal to her subconscious, triggering attraction long before logic has a chance to step in. These words aren't about tricking or manipulating anyone. They're about communicating at the deepest level, tapping into a rhythm of tension and release. When you get this right, it's not just flirtation, it's a powerful magnetic force. Let's break down the 8 key words that can flip the switch in any interaction with a woman. First, the word sexy. It's simple yet loaded. It speaks directly to her subconscious, activating that spark of attraction. Sexy doesn't just refer to physical traits, but to her presence, her energy. It taps into a primal emotional response that can't be faked or denied. Next, we have little. This word is soft, almost imperceptible, yet it has incredible power. It triggers polarity, balance, creating space for the dynamic of attraction to unfold. Little implies mystery, and mystery is one of the most potent triggers of desire. Then we get to no. The power of refusal is often underestimated. By saying no, you demonstrate strength, confidence, and self-respect. Refusing what's expected shows you're not easily swayed, and that builds respect and intrigue. Challenge is next. Women are attracted to men who push boundaries, who make them think, who push them out of their comfort zone in an exciting way. The right challenge, in the right context, is irresistible. It awakens a desire to prove themselves, and that, in turn, awakens her attraction. Then comes friend. It's an unexpected word, one that disrupts the usual flow. It brings uncertainty. What does he mean? Is he trying to be too familiar, or is this something deeper? Uncertainty triggers curiosity, and curiosity is a pathway to desire. Trouble is another word that plays with her emotions. It's playful, a bit mischievous. When you invoke trouble, you activate a sense of danger and excitement, 2 elements that fuel attraction. The word safe grounds her emotions. It's not about being boring, but about being the one she can rely on. You become the emotional anchor, the one who makes her feel secure, even in a world that often feels chaotic. This connection is subtle but undeniable. Finally, impressive is a compliment without being overly flattering. It speaks to her deeper qualities, recognizing not just the surface, but the strength, intelligence, and depth within her. It shows respect, and that respect is what earns you the right to her attention. These 8 words are more than just vocabulary, they're emotional tools. They form a rhythm of push and pull, tension and release. The secret to attracting women lies in this delicate dance. The emotional pattern they create speaks directly to the primal parts of her brain that decide who is worth her time and attention. When you learn to use these words, you're not just communicating with her mind, you're connecting with her emotions. You're triggering a deep, magnetic attraction that can't be ignored. The key to true attraction is understanding that masculine energy is not about showing off, but about confidence, strength, and the ability to make a woman feel something. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that the only real control we have is over our own actions and energy. Once you master that, the rest falls into place. You must embody the energy of someone who is not afraid of rejection, who moves through life with purpose and poise. This is what makes a man magnetic, his ability to remain grounded, yet challenging. His ability to be confident, but emotionally available. Now, it's time to stop watching and start doing. You must take these words, learn them, and implement them. The next time you talk to a woman, remember, don't get caught up in trying to impress her with grand gestures or flashy statements. Focus on making her feel something, feel the tension, feel the pull. Make her feel excited, intrigued, and safe all at once. This is the formula for building raw chemistry. Understand this. You are the signal. You decide the energy. Once you master that, she won't just think about you, she'll dream about you. Your confidence will radiate through your words, your actions, and your energy. You won't be just another face in the crowd. You'll be the one who stands out, the one she can't resist. Apply this and watch your attraction game change forever. Well, that wraps up today's video on the 8 innocent words that secretly turn women on and the psychology behind them. I hope you found these insights as fascinating and useful as I did. It's always fun to explore the little things that can have such a big impact in our interactions and relationships. If you enjoyed the video and think others might benefit from it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with your friends or anyone who could use these helpful tips. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more intriguing content like this. But wait, I want to hear from you. If you have any thoughts, feedback, or questions about what we discussed today, I'd love to continue the conversation with you in the comments. Maybe you have other words or tricks you found that work in your own experience. Or perhaps you just want to share your thoughts. Whatever it is, feel free to express yourself below. I always appreciate hearing different perspectives and engaging with you all. Your opinions mean a lot to me, and it helps me create content that you really care about. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay curious, stay open, and I'll catch you in the next video.